Hey there and welcome to my channel. My name is Rocco. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're having a great new year. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to take a look at an important element of any scene. Probably second, in my opinion, only to lighting, and that is posing. Not going to go into crazy detail, just going to start with some basics, but I'm also then going to introduce a few tips and little tricks you can do with posing that will not only improve your scene, but it'll also help speed things up a little bit for you when you're setting a scene up. What we have over in the viewport is we already have a model. She's all lit up and she's suited in a very appropriate clothing, I'm sure you agree. And what we're going to do to begin with, we're just going to apply a little basic pose to her so that anybody who's brand spanking new to Daz will know how to pose a character, and then we'll have a little fiddle around a little bit with her just to get it to exactly what we want, and then we'll go on to these little tips and tricks to help you out when you are posing your models. So the first thing we want to do is we want to pose our model, and the best way to do this is just to apply a simple pose, a ready-made pose that maybe you picked up on the Daz store or you've acquired elsewhere, whichever way you've managed to get your hands on that. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to select our model in scene up here. We're going to call it Genesis 9 female, and then I'm going to come across to my Daz tutorial directory. You won't have one of them, so don't be looking for a Daz tutorial. This is my own drive where I just drop things in, so I've got easy access to them when I'm doing these videos. Yours will be in something called My 3D, or it'll be in your smart content somewhere. So I'm just going to open up the directory that I've got. I'm going to come down to people. I'm going to expand that out by double clicking it, and I'm going to come down to poses. Now, as you can see there, I've got 4 little poses already in there just ready to play with in this video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pose, which I've got named as number 1. Again, make sure that I've got Genesis 9 female selected in scene, and all I'm going to do, I'm just going to double click that pose to apply it to our model. And as you can see, the pose has been applied to our model, and she's looking there decidedly sultry, looking at us through the camera. However, there's a couple of things on this pose that I'm not overly impressed with, and I'd much rather change if I could. I think I'd rather have a head a little bit more center rather than being offset like it is. And so what we're going to do, we're now going to, manipulate the pose and adjust the pose slightly to get it to something that I want. And there's 2 ways we can do this. We can come over into the scene window and we can expand out our model. Now again, it's Genesis 9 female. We can just expand it out, keep expanding, because the one thing I'm looking for here is to play around with her neck and her head somewhat. So I've expanded it all out, so we've got neck 1, neck 2 and head. Alternatively, we could just pick on the body part in the viewport over here and it would automatically select it for us. So we've got neck. Now, when we have highlighted neck, if we'd have come down here in the parameters tab and rotation, we can see we've got 3 sliders. And what I'm going to want to adjust is the position of the neck 1 bone. And I'm going to guess it's going to be the twist that I'm going to be using. So if I just slightly start to increase this a little bit, like that, and then move down to side and just adjust side a little bit so I can square her head up somewhat, and then just twist it a little bit again, and then I'm going to just drop down to head slightly, and I'm just going to lift her head up. Oops, wrong way. Just going to lift her head up somewhat, so she's looking now more or less directly at the camera. Her eyes are looking upwards a little bit, but we're not really interested in those at the moment. So what I've done there, I've just adjusted with sliders the exact position where I want the neck and the head to be looking at. And for those brand spanking new to Daz, that is the simple way we can do poses in Daz. We can apply a ready-made pose, which we've done over here, and then just with the use of these sliders that we had, again, if I just click on neck, but just the use of these sliders, we can just manipulate a body part to get it looking exactly as we want it to be. But now we're going to go on to the little tips and tricks to improve all of this and to make things a little bit quicker and a little bit easier when we are posing our models. Now, one thing that you would have noticed there when we did apply this pose onto our model is everything went smooth. It was great. That isn't necessarily always the case. For instance, if we come onto this second pose right here and we give it a double click, make sure that again we're on Genesis 9 female, and just give it a double click, the pose actually gets applied, but as you can see, she's jumped forward somewhat, and obviously she's gone out of focus because now she's out the focal range of the camera that we've got set up. And the reason for this is because there are some poses where the pose is hard coded to reset the model to the 0, 0, 0 coordinates in the world. Now, I'd set it up initially off center so that we could show you what was going on here. Now, if we come to the perspective view for a moment and just take a look at the model, if I come out of iRay preview for a moment, just so you can see what's happening. If I hit the undo button, when she goes back into the original pose, you can see she's jumped back about 6 inches, 8 inches, but maybe a foot. But then when I go back into that pose, and again, I'll just apply it as I did, just double click it. You can see that the model's been reset into the center position at 0, 0, 0. Now, in this situation, it's no real big deal, but there are some circumstances when you're setting up a scene when this might not be welcome. If you've got a really big scene and you've got characters in the background and you want to apply a pose to them, you don't want them resetting to 0, 0, 0 every single time, and you have to reposition them all the time. So the way we get around that, again, if I just click undo, is when we click the pose, double click the pose to apply it, if we hold down Control on the PC, and I'm guessing it'll be the command button CMD on the Mac, if you hold that key down while you double click, you'll see that this little dialog window opens up. And what you've got here, you can set up what gets applied from the pose when you double click on the pose. Now, when you open this up for the first time, if you've never seen it before, all these translation keys will be set up. What we want to do is we want to stop the translation. So we do so by unclicking those 3 axes under the translation, so that we're only applying the pose to the rotations. We want the rotations there because that's what rotates the bones around. Everything else should stay the same as is. But if we go on to preferences and make sure that set preferred options on accept is set, it'll just set it in now that this is the default setup when you do this. So now when we click accept, now that we've turned this translation data off and we click accept, we've given Daz the instruction not to apply any translations. So now it just applies the pose in location wherever she was situated in the scene. It hasn't moved her forward. We don't have to mess about now moving her back into position. She is where we want her to be. Now, every time you want to do that and you want to apply the position, apply the pose in situ, you've got to hold your Control or your Command key down when you're double clicking on the pose. If you just do it without holding Control, it'll just apply the pose and all the translations will be applied as they are meant to be with that pose. Now, we'll come back to that little dialog window that we just had there a moment ago by holding Control down a little bit later in the video, because it can be useful in other situations as well. Now, off camera, I have fixed a hand over there because, you'd have noticed it was melded into a body somewhere. Just fix it the same way we adjusted the neck earlier and the head earlier with our character. Now, the next thing I want to look at is mirroring to our models. Sometimes when you get a pose pack and you look through, you'll maybe see this pose that we've got there, and you'll see a mirror version of it as well. So where everything's flipped around as from the base, from what you see. Now, that's really handy, and it's really good for the creators of the pose packages to do this, but it's not really necessary. We can actually do it within Daz very quickly and very easily. So if you, once again, make sure you have your model selected up in your scene tab, and then all that we really need to do is come across to your menu, click on edit, come down to figure, and then in this big menu that appears, come all the way down to where it says symmetry and give it a click. Now, this is a very similar dialog box to the one that came up earlier. As you can see, it's more or less exactly the same. There's a couple of little extra things in there which you don't need to mess about with. And as you can see, we've got the transforms down the bottom. Again, you want to take off those translations, and once more on the preferences, make sure you've got that set up so it stores your preferences as default. And all you need to do once you've done that is just click accept. And her pose will be flipped to the opposite side, everything swapped around. She's a mirror image of herself. She's upside down, back to front, everything that you want it to be. And it's done very quickly and very simple indeed. Now, don't think that you are limited to doing full body mirrors when you use that symmetry tool. You're not. You can actually apply it to individual body parts. For instance, we could apply it to the arms of the model that we've got here. However, the positions of the arms in this particular pose is so dependent on the body that it wouldn't be a very good example. So what I'll actually do is flip her into another pose. And now, if we come in and just select, say, the left shoulder, or it could be the right shoulder, and then come up to symmetry, come up to edit, figure, down to symmetry, you will see those arms will mirror each other and the rest of the body will stay the same. Yes, we might have to play around with this left arm slightly because this side of a hip is a little bit more extended. So if we just pull it out ever so much, we've now flipped those two arms and the rest of the body has stayed exactly the same. You could even, if you wanted to, select a hand, let's say the right hand, again come up to symmetry, and once more, once we've done it, and click accept, the left and the right hand will mirror each other, and again the rest of the body will stay the same. So you can play around with that and you can get some unique individual poses just by using the mirror tool. Now we can return to our newfound friend, the control or the command key, when it comes down to mixing and matching poses. And what I mean by that is we have our model in the scene in a pose, but let's just say if we have a look over at our poses there, that we wanted to apply this pose, expand it out, where she's got her right hand up over the top of her head. Let's just say that's all we wanted to add to it. We wanted to leave the rest of our model the way she was, and we just wanted to move her right arm. Well, we can do that quite easily. Once again, we click on the shoulder, either on the model itself or in the scene tab, and then we hold Control and double click on the pose. Now what's going to happen here, again make sure your translations aren't on, what's going to happen here is that it's only going to go from the selected node, which is right shoulder, and recursively down the node, so basically everything under the shoulder. That's all that it's going to apply the pose to. So when we hit accept, we can see she lifts her arm up like that, similar to what she had in the pose there that you can see, and all the rest of the body stays the same. Now, it's not perfect because these poses, you know, depend upon the rest of the body being shaped in a certain way, but we can easily change that. We can just click on the upper arm again. We'll put a little twist in there just to bring it around over the top of her head. Select her hand, lift the hand up, and there we more or less replicated the pose of the right hand that's in that pose there. Now we could do things the other way by applying a pose to our model but keep the right arm in place on top of her head like she is there. And the way that we do that is by locking the nodes in place. Now the simple way that we can do that is that, again, if we come up to the right hand shoulder, but what we want to do, we want to select everything that goes down the arm. So we want to select the shoulder, the upper arm, the right arm, the forearm, sorry, the hand, everything under there. We want to select everything and we want to lock all them things in place. And the way we do that is we click on the right shoulder, we right click with our mouse, and in the menu that opens, we come to the select option at the top and then come down to select children. And that now selects everything underneath the shoulder, as you can see, and it will just go all the way down, as you can see. And now what we need to do is we now select or come over to the parameters tab and right click on it and come down to lock. Alternatively, if we come up to the top, we can go to edit, figure, and then there's lock again, and we can now go lock selected nodes, and we can give that a click. You won't see anything happen on screen, but if you now select one of these bones underneath the shoulder, you'll see there's this little lock, little padlock that's there next to each of the slider, which means that we can't use the sliders. We try and use it, nothing happens. The slider doesn't work at all. Nothing happens. So now what we can do, if we now come back up to our Genesis 9 female, the top level of the model, and we come to just the general A pose again, remembering to hold down Control so that we can lock the character in place so she's not going to be moving, and hit OK or accept, and she enters back into the A pose, but this time her arm is locked up onto her head. And it's the same with all of these poses. Again, we could go back to this next one. Just right click it with control and accept. The pose will be applied, but of course it will keep the arm in place. It's out of position now because the head's moved, but the arm will stay in place. And if we go back to the A pose, we're back in our starting position other than a hands up on a head. And so there we have it then, 5 little tips and tricks that you can include when you are posing your characters in scene. Just combine them in different ways and then you can come up with some interesting and unique looking poses for your scenes that you've got. We will be looking at more advanced posing techniques later on as we go. But for now, I hope you've got something out of this video. If so, give us a like and a share. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting the little notification bell down below. And if you've got any questions, as usual, just drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.